we haven't been receiving, we haven't been applying for the FAA grants for quite a few years because or the last years because of our budget shortage. And I believe that there is funding now that we can apply for the grant. Our fuel budget, actually gets replaced because we charge for the fuel, so it comes in. So I think we can do a match grant from there. So I think we do have it in our budget, so we can start applying for the grant. I talked with Colleen and Trey, who is the engineer that's been going after the grant. So we're going to, this meeting is basically, to approve that we start the process over again of applying for the grants.
Good.
There'll be a few steps that we have to go through. Some of the initial things in maintenance, especially, we're not going to have as many hoops to jump through, but as we get into some of the bigger items, we will have to revisit the environmental assessment. So we will have to sit down with FAA, with Roxanne Trotta from FAA, and say, this is our plan, this is what we want to do, and then have them give us the next steps on what we need to do to start applying for things other than just maintenance. The FAA considers the airport an asset that they want to keep maintained, and so they're not going to force the issue on the environmental assessment until we're doing maybe additional taxiways or buildings or anything like that. It is outside of a maintenance scope of work.
Yeah, and since the airport project kind of changed, where the Idaho State Parks Department received part of that, the land that was in the future airport plan, then now it's we're going to have to change that as well. So now we have our work cut out.
So it's on this side of the river towards the airport. Part of that land.
It's on the other side. Or it's on this side of the river. It's when you go down the airport road, it's the land off to the right, going north.
So all of that is now the Idaho Parks.
Yeah, and I talked to DEQ, and they do have 10 acres. They've penciled out for us. We're going to have to pay for it later, but it's at the end of the runway. So that's some future project that we can do on hangars and so forth. So
yeah.
So here, really, we're just here to. I'll do a motion that we start the process of
applying for
FAA grants.
Okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We got anything further?
No, that gives us the next steps to go.
I mean, with that, I don't know how close that park is going to be within the airport. I mean, what are the FAA rules on that of letting people?
They're far enough away. There. I know that the state of Idaho the Parks Department's been planning. I think their facility would be more towards the river.
As I understand it, it's like a boat ramp, and it's right there on the river. And it's not going to be any big structures. That's more than like a shed, so it's not going to interfere with. It'll be on that side of the fence, and it'll be the lower structures, and shouldn't be radio or anything that's going to. I mean, we're not an instrument approach anyway. We're a visual approach, so I don't see any prohibitions for that. But that'll be a part of the planning that'll be addressed with the new plan.
Okay.
So, and there's 2 pots of money out there, so there's quite a chunk of change that we already have approved. We just have to apply for it, and there's 5% match on one of them, and because I think it was ITD pitches in Idaho, the other one is a 2.5% match, so less than $10,000 for those.
Yeah.
So we're in good shape. We just have to get back on the grant train.
Yeah. I'd like to see that go.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing further, meeting adjourned. Thank you.